I'm David Ainsworth, Head of Communications at the United Nations Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity. In today's SBI4 Biodiversity Beat interview, we're talking with Ingrid Coetzee, who's the Director of Biodiversity, Nature and Health at ICLEI City's Biodiversity Center. Ingrid, welcome.
Thank you very much, and it's amazing to be back here in Nairobi amongst all this beautiful nature. Great.
It is a lovely venue, it is.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit now about the commitments that cities are making. We've got this global biodiversity framework, the biodiversity plan, and cities are an important part of it. What are cities doing to help this get implemented?
Well, David, you will remember that in Montreal, cities made this big commitment to implement the plan of action that was adopted in Montreal, and to demonstrate to the parties in the world out there that they are committed to contributing to the global biodiversity framework and its many targets. And we have in the past, not even 2 years, managed to get more than 300 cities committed to the platform, and they've started capturing their commitments and their actions. So, for example, we have cities like Nagoya, who have included various commitments around other effective conservation measures where they're involving local communities, they're creating urban forests to bring nature back into cities. Mexico City is another example. In Mexico City, they're working together also with stakeholders and citizens around restoring ecosystems. They've got amazing plans in place, etc. Montreal, which was where we had our last COP, has done incredible work as well. They've committed to planting something in excess of 500,000 trees and to develop some work along the coastal area as well. And in Africa too, we have some awesome examples. My own city of Cape Town is focusing on its waterways. These are, up till now, they've been very polluted. And there are issues around access of vulnerable communities. So the city has committed to restoring and regenerating its waterways and creating better access for vulnerable communities. And these are just one of several of many, many examples that we are seeing. And there's this great mobilization among cities and regions. I know, for example, the province of Quebec has also done some amazing work, and they're going to be doing some great announcements at the COP in Cali later this year.
It's impressive. So the number of cities is impressive, but also as you go through these examples, they seem to span the goals and various targets of the framework, which is wonderful.
Yeah, and we're seeing that it's not just in terms of Target 12. Obviously, there's a lot of work happening in cities around Target 12, which is green and blue open spaces. But it goes beyond that. You know, it's a lot of the so-called 30 by 30 targets, the mainstreaming target. There's also a lot of work in terms of developing biodiversity strategies and action plans. For example, we've recently, and we're going to be announcing that Dar es Salaam in Tanzania is going to be the first Tanzanian city to develop a local biodiversity strategy and action plan. And in South Africa, a small district municipality is also bringing out an LBSAP, which is aligned with the revised national biodiversity strategy and action plan.
Wow. So the work that cities are doing actually goes beyond the work under the convention. It crosses other conventions, because I'm struck that you have this Journeys for Life initiative, and this looks at the protection of migratory species.
Yes. Which
is, you know, the Convention on Migratory Species work. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. That's a very exciting new initiative that's come out through ICLEI, and we're working with a lot of cities around the world. For example, we have a city in Iran that has indicated interest. We have Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, Arusha also in Tanzania, where cities have come to the fore and said many of these cities are located along migratory routes, whether these are fly paths or, for example, where whales and sharks pass. And they're interested in finding out more about ecological connectivity and how they can, through their actions and their decisions and their policies, can support the parties in protecting migratory species as well. So this is an initiative that we launched at the Convention on Migratory Species COP earlier this year, and we're working closely with that convention to make sure that we choose and select the correct species And then we're working, as I said, we're working with our cities and the regions around the world, and we're hoping to make some further announcements about this at ICLEI later this year as well.
Well, that's great. So it looks like we'll have a need for another conversation at COP16. So thanks already for coming here, and it's great to see all this great energy.
Thank you so much, and cities and regions remain committed to biodiversity and ecosystem protection. Thanks.
There you have it. Thank you.